Welcome to the Grand River Studio Sessions, presented by LCC Radio, 89.7 FM, WLNZ Lansing, and LCC-TV, The Link, on Comcast Cable, channels 15 in Lansing and 31 in Okemos. Developed by LCC students and community volunteers, the studio sessions provide conversation and insight into the music of local and Michigan musicians. Coming to you from Lansing Community College, this is the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC-TV and radio.
This is the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC-TV. I'm Karen Love, your host for today's session, with an artist who was associated with Celtic music for many years as the leader of the Lash. Now, out on his own with his first solo release, Hopening, here is Rob Klajda.
The sound of the same old horses, dull thud of their worn-out shoes, singing songs and naming their sources. You're in the way, you'd better move or find a pile of fool's gold. Now there's a price upon my soul. Too bad they don't take pain for tender. That's the only compensation I can render. It's the sound of the hard times beat, bitter blues of the bad news streets. Don't exist, you make no sound. The flashing lights all come around. The world upstairs is a zombie town. Another night in the underground. Talkers all too tightly wound. Time is hanging upside down. Another night in the underground. Now the news reruns, they're buying bigger guns. Nice guys by firesides, eager to experiment. From Dr. Frankenstein to Mr. President. It's the sound of the hard times beat, bitter blues of the bad news streets. You don't exist, you make no sound. Flashing lights all come around. World upstairs is a zombie town. Another night in the underground. Clock is all too tightly wound. Time's hanging upside down. Another night in the underground. 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 I'm glad you all could make it. He didn't want to make a deal with the devil, but the devil played his hand. He said, come on, you gotta take a turn, your family will understand. Sometimes you gotta hedge your bets against a flush from the other side. And when the devil says cut, hold on tight, it's gonna be a hell of a ride. The trick is to swallow the pill of fire and not be vilified. So I sing. It's all I can do. I sing for the proud and the destitute. Sing for the sun, sing for the shadows. Sing for the city, sing for the meadows. I sing just to make it okay. It's a dead-end street under a werewolf moon. The credits roll and the sequel looms. How'd I ever get a part in this show? That's what I want to know. There's a crack in the canopy, light through the trees, shining on broken glass, pretty as the breeze, blowing through the milkweed, sending the butterflies on their way. So I hold on tight to the light, foot after foot on down the road, trying not to let it go, trying not to fold. The truth is to swallow the pill of fire and not give away your soul. So I sing, it's all I can do. I sing for the proud and the destitute, sing for the sun, sing for the shadow. I sing for the city, sing for the meadow. I sing just to make it okay. It's all I can do, just to make it okay. It's all I can do, just to make it okay. All I can do, just to make it okay. Just to make it okay. Just to make it okay.
We'll be right back to talk with Rob Klajda on the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC-TV and LCC Radio 89.7.
It's the M89.7 highway, and this is how we roll. The Great Lakes State is rich in musical diversity, from the Motor City to the UP, from Grand Rapids to right here in Lansing's capital city.
You know I'm driving, baby, driving up and down in Michigan Road. Oh yeah.
The High Five State is loaded with everything from folk, rock, blues, and well beyond. LCC Radio travels the roads of Michigan in search of rising talent. We select a Michigan musician and honor them by giving them a feature, known as the M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Each month, we select an artist, showcase their music, and give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about them. Start by visiting our website at lcc.edu/radio. There you can find an article and a free downloadable track from this month's featured artist. It also includes an archive of past M89.7 artists. The M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Michigan music, Michigan talent. It's the M89.7 highway, and this is how we roll.
Here at the LCC Aviation Maintenance Program, we prepare our students to qualify for an airframe and power plant license. This is a license that's good for a lifetime and qualifies a student to work on anything from a Piper Cub to a 747. Our program is a 24-month or less program that teaches you everything that you need to know to be successful in the aviation career field.
As a military veteran, the process was really easy. All of my experience in the military transferred over, so I was able to build off of that. LCC made it very simple for me to get started, and so far it's turned out to be the best choice that I've made. I enjoy coming to class and being able to share my experiences from the military with my classmates, as well as absorbing the experience that the instructors give us as well.
Remember, if you come here to Lansing Community College, you're going to get trained, get certified, and you'll get a job.
This is the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC-TV. I'm here with Rob Klajda. Hey, Rob.
Hey.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
For many, many years, most people knew you from The Lash. For what, over 20 years?
If they knew me at all, yeah.
Yeah.
From the Lash.
And now you've got a new solo CD, Opening. Mm-hmm. So my first question is, where did the name come from?
Well, the name came from, first, it's not really new. I'm just late in promoting it because I had a daughter about the same time that I had the CD, so I'm kind of getting around to promoting it. But it came from, I think it was a flea market. I was at a flea market and someone was selling a bunch of records and I looked through them and they were all the kind of records that most people would throw away, but I bought one just kind of be nice and said, how's it going today? And she goes, well, I've sold this one now, so that's kind of opening. And I said, I just tucked that away. I said, I'm going to use that for something someday. And
well, and you have.
That's the entire story.
And there's 17 cuts on this CD. You're rather prolific. Where did all this come from?
It was originally going to be 99 when I first had the idea to do it. I was going to do 99 songs, all acoustic, by my own little home studio. And bunch of friends like, "You're going to do a solo album?" I go, yeah, I'm thinking about these 99 songs. And I started recording them, and I got about 30 songs into the project. And they're like, "Can I play on this song? Can I play on that song? Can I do this one? Can I do this one?" I'm like, I would have been an idiot to not to say yes to all the people, especially the caliber of people who.
Right. I mean, we're
asked me to be
talking
on the
Rachel
album.
Davis and Drew Howard and Jen
Right.
Siggett and Andy Wilson and a whole slew of others. I think you said there were 19 other people.
Yeah, Lindsay Lou, Jeff
Lindsay
Starr.
Lou, right. Yeah, a lot of people. So you have a lot of friends in the music business here. And we have a lot of talent in this.
We do.
In this little enclave here. We have an incredible amount of talent. So did you write 99 songs?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have
You
hundreds of
did?
songs in the can. Yeah, I write a lot.
Yeah. Where does that all come from?
Looking at things.
Yeah?
Every time I hear anybody say anything, I'm usually think, "Oh, that would be a good song. That's something." And now that I have a cell phone, I have a computer in my pocket, so if I get an idea, I can sing it, or I can write the
wow.
lyrics down. Or
I hadn't thought about that. You can just do it instantly.
yeah,
So this was also done by a Kickstarter
it was.
campaign.
Yeah,
Do you think that's the way that things are going now?
it was the way for me.
Yeah?
Yeah, I do, because it's. Some people think of it as like they don't like it because, like, can't you pay for your own album? But I kind of look at it as like, you're just prepaying for an album. You don't have to give $500 to the project. You can give $15 and buy the album ahead of time. And
I think it's pretty awesome that there's a lot of people that we wouldn't hear at all without
Right.
those Kickstarter campaigns. So that's pretty cool.
And bigger bands do Kickstarters. I mean, we just got one from Solus, a big Irish band.
Oh,
In
yeah.
the mail. They did a Kickstarter for their new album. They're like one of the most famous bands in Ireland.
That's interesting that it's more about the fans, helping to
Right.
support the artist.
Yeah.
It's very interesting the way things are kind of going, not the big record companies and so
Yeah.
forth. So you've got on the CD, you've got this picture of your adorable daughter
I do.
as well. And you
Occasionally
wrote,
adorable.
she is at an age. So you've got a couple songs on here, Veronica and the Elephant and the Rhino
Yes.
was one of them, and the Yawn. Is
The
that
Big
other one?
Yawn.
The Big Yawn.
Yeah, The Big Yawn is a song I used to sing when I was carrying her around trying to get her to sleep, and I'd make it up just one line at a time, and it just kept growing. And it's not a long song. I think there are 12 lines in it, but it's kind of a lullaby.
That's wonderful. That's the breadth of the songs that you have on here. I mean, when I think of you, a lot of times I think the Lash, so I think Celtic. So when I
Right.
first started listening to it, that's what I expected. That's not what you'll really find on here.
I don't think there's
lot of
anything even
different-
remotely Celtic on there.
No,
A little bit, some things,
but some really interesting reasons for the songs too. You did the one about your nephew.
right?
That seemed like it would be so sad, and that one sounds really.
I think it came out more angry than sad. But
Yeah. And what about some of the other songs? Where did they come from?
like one of the songs I'm doing on the show today is called Big Decision. It was just about, I grew up next to some railroad tracks or, half a mile away. And I always used to go hang out there with my guitar or my mandolin or something and play songs and just think about what it would be like to just start walking, because it was this part of the town now. I grew up in a town called Alma, about 60 miles, 40 miles north of here or something. And now it's all developed, and it's Walmarts and parking lots and subdivisions and trailer parks. But the time I grew up, it was forest and farmland. So these railroad tracks just went off into nowhere, and I just always wondered what it would be like to start walking and where I would end up. And that's kind of what inspired that song. And they're just all,
Inspired from different things.
Yeah, I don't necessarily write songs about anything, but little snippets of each song are about something, and then you put them all together, and you can listen to them and decide if it's about something or not. But to me, I like every song. I think, well, that's that situation, that's that occasion, that's,
Well, thank you.
I kind of like to make words, I just put them together so the words sound good to me, and I don't pay a lot of attention to the meaning.
Thank you
at the
so
time.
much. We're going to be right back with Rob Klajda on the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio and LCC-TV.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
This is the moment I knew his future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC-TV. Once again, here's Rob Klajda.
So this is the song that I wrote when my mother died, but I found it was just too sad for me to sing. So when I had a daughter 5 years ago, and I changed the words a little bit to be more about her. So now I can kind of sing it again.
There's a time and a place where we all get our rewards. If the devils and the angels are really keeping score, some check out with a balance due. That might happen to me, but they won't get you, 'cause you're too good for their world. Good morning, beautiful girl. Wake up, beautiful girl. We're gonna have a little time, bad and good. Now I'll always think about you like I said I would. A pretty little face that can never be replaced. A pretty little face that can never be replaced. I feel a little stupid 'cause I gotta stop and stare round the corners in the clouds, 'cause I thought I saw you there. But it's always just a flash of white, a tiny little flicker of light. It's just wishful thinking, I guess. Good morning, beautiful girl. Wake up, beautiful girl. We're gonna have a little time, bad and good. Now I'll always think about you like I said I would. A pretty little face that can never be replaced. Pretty little face that can never be replaced. Top of every mountain will eventually fall. You can believe in forever, but nothing lasts that long. I am just a mortal man, but I felt timeless when you touched my hand. Sometimes love is written in stone. Good morning, beautiful girl. Wake up, beautiful girl. We're gonna have a little time, bad and good. Now I'll always think about you like I said I would. A pretty little face that can never be replaced. A pretty little face that can never be replaced. Pretty little face that can never be replaced. So this is the guitar that I write all my songs on. It's been through a lot.
you can probably tell. It's made in Canada from all fallen woods. Nothing was harvested. They just go out and find tree limbs that fell down and they make guitars out of them. And the top is either very soft or I play very hard. I think maybe both. The song is called All I Heard Was Maybe.
Sound of a heartbeat to a baby. A little security in an endless night. Nothing's for certain, but that's alright. Somebody somewhere will save me. Do you think you'll be staying? Remember the song that was playing. The whole situation was summarized by a 3-minute pop song, but that's alright. The Beatles have never betrayed me. When I tell you the story of my life, look inside, and you get past the lies and decide, did I do it alright? 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 Feels like waiting, then again it's like anticipating. I thought I had a hold, but it all slipped away. It didn't shine like a diamond, but it cuts the same way. When I tell you the story of my life, look inside, and you get past the lies and decide, did I do it alright? 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 Maybe like the sound of a heartbeat to a baby. A little security in an endless night. Nothing's for certain, but that's alright. Somebody somewhere will save me. When I tell you the story of my life, look inside, and you get past the lies and decide, did I do it alright? 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 All I heard was maybe. And now you guys, you cut to the Grand Canyon shot, right? We talked about that in pre-production, huh? Now, there's really nobody else here. This is just my living room. I'm just playing some songs, writing some new stuff. This is called Sour Grapes. I said for you I'd tie a rainbow in a knot so you could wear it on your finger. I tried for you to be a poet slinging metaphors. May as well have been a folk singer. You were afraid of the dark. You wouldn't come out to play. Just like the fabled fox You tasted sour grapes. All that was then, it's history. You'll never know now what you missed with me. I tried to hold you, that was my mistake. I hope I'm there when your heart breaks. Tried to give you a rainbow, but she gave me the sack. I tried to write you a love song, but I overcame that. Hope your day's full of shadows. Every time you open up the door, I hope somebody says, I'm sorry. She doesn't live here anymore. All that was then, it's history. You'll never know now what you missed with me. I tried to love you, that was my mistake. I hope I'm there when your heart breaks. All our days of contentment shouldn't end up in resentment. I hope someday you'll discover what I left under the covers. It took a big, big, big injection to get rid of this infection. The raven said, nevermore. That's a quote. This bird has flown. Seriously, that's what she wrote. But I'm not bitter. Most of my songs aren't about anything, really. I like to use words like notes and just fit them together so they sound kind of good. This one actually is about something. This is about my nephew who was out swimming on the beach one day, and two little kids got caught in a current and sucked way out into the ocean. And he was quite an accomplished swimmer, so he went after them. But they just kept going further and further out, and he kept swimming right after him. And his daughter, who was barely a teenager at the time, was on a surfboard following him. And he managed to keep the kids afloat and get them up on the surfboard, but then he couldn't make it, and he ended up just drifting away. And this is a happy song, and it's called Riptide. I can't turn around now. Already halfway there. I might not make it all the way. At this point I don't care. It's all about the ride, all about the fight. Swimming across the riptide, swimming into the light. It's all a big cliche. Water flowing, making waves. Life goes on, well, so they say. You never know when you wake up if it's your last day. So choose your battles wisely until they're chosen for you. Once you accept the mission, there's nothing more to do. I can't turn around now. I'm already halfway there. I might not make it all the way. At this point I don't care. It's all about the ride, all about the fight. Swimming across the riptide, swimming into the light. They say you're measured by what you leave behind. I can't say that that's not true, but every ship outruns its wake before drifting out of view. Kids still live without you. The birds are singing, the trees are blooming. I'm still living. Every day I wonder why you swam away so soon. I can't turn around now. I'm already halfway there. I might not make it all the way. At this point I don't care. It's all about the ride, all about the fight. Swimming across the riptide, swimming into the light. Swimming across the riptide, swimming into the light. Swimming across the riptide, swimming into the light. Probably got a tune after that. So when I was a kid, I grew up right next to some railroad tracks. Like not right outside my door, but just a 10-minute walk or so. And I used to go hang out on them, and they went straight into just a wide, expansive forest and farmland. And I just always wondered what it would be like to just take off walking. And that's kind of what inspired this song. And I actually wrote this song in high school, which was a long, long time ago, before there was even an internet, although that we know of. I remember every sleepless night. I remember every teenage fight. These two lines are more than steel and spikes. These two lines bring this city to life. I can never hide my tired eyes. I was not too good at alibis. These two lines are more than steel and spikes. These two lines bring this city to life. Hunger instinct, what do you call it? Middle American average family blues. Big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. Big decision, big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. I was not concerned with wrong or right. I'll compromise myself to avoid a fight, like the man who discovered tomorrow. when he met the woman who invented yesterday. Every mother wants a son like me, but every woman wants to marry a man like him. Big decision, big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. Big decision, big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. Big decision, big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. Big decision, big mistake, time to leave, time to escape. And I'm gonna do a song. I was with a band for 20 years or so called the Lash, a Celtic rock band. And I don't do many of their songs anymore. Well, they're my songs too. Except this one, because it has a story behind it. And I never tell it because it's usually in a bar or something and nobody cares anyway. But this is my father's parents were from Poland. Hence the name that you can't pronounce and won't remember. And they had a farm during the Great Depression. And my grandfather, when things got tough and the 6 kids and there was no food and nothing was growing, everybody thought left and went back to Poland, which was enough to vilify him. But it turns out we found out later that he actually didn't go back to Poland. He moved on there was in northern Michigan. He moved to the other side of the state, found a woman who had quite a bit of money and married her and started a different family, which I didn't know when I wrote the song, so it's a little sentimental. Sometimes I go walking, sometimes I go wondering, how could I waste more time laughing at people who worry 'cause time passes by? Has there been a mistake? Have I been a disgrace? Did I let someone down somewhere? Sometimes I go walking just to move through the air. Johnny, come back to America. The family farm is falling down. If only you'd come back around, these fields of green would rise again. Do you think that you could lend a hand? No one but you can work this land. You've always been a stubborn man, but can't you compromise this time? Time that you mention my name, you curse me, you bless me, then you leave me the blame. And if I were you, I couldn't say I would not do the same. Understanding each other leaves things to discover, and you think you know me well. I never told you everything that I had to tell. Johnny, come back to America. The family farm is falling down. If only you'd come back around, these fields of green would rise again. Do you think that you could lend a hand? No one but you can work this land. You've always been a stubborn man, but can't you compromise this time? I saw in the garden you planted some roses, each one in my memory. The garden you planted is my favorite place to be. When you hear the wind whistle, that's a tune that I've written to let you know I'm still near. I can never return, but for you I will always be here. Johnny, come back to America. The family farm is falling down. If only you'd come back around, these fields of green would rise again. Do you think that you could lend a hand? No one but you can work this land. You've always been a stubborn man, but can't you compromise this time? Can't you compromise this time? Can't you compromise this time? Can't you compromise this time?
We'll be back to talk with Rob Klajda on the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC-TV and LCC Radio 89.7.
Hey, Mom. I got the job.
You've got the job. Welcome aboard.
I've got a job to do today.
Have a good first day at work, Mom.
Donate to Goodwill. Help provide job training in your community.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
I've come up with a family emergency plan.
What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
Me too. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
This is the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC-TV. Today's session is with Rob Klajda, and he's got a solo CD called Hopening. And we just saw you play quite a few songs, some of them on this guitar.
Yes.
Let's talk about this guitar a little bit.
Well, this is...
There's a hole in it.
Well, there's always a hole in it. This has an extra hole in it. This is my favorite guitar. I've had a whole bunch of really expensive guitars. This is not an expensive guitar. It's probably about a $400 or $500 guitar, which is expensive, but in the guitar world, it's kind of cheap.
Mm-hmm.
It's made out of all fallen woods by a company in Canada, and they don't harvest woods. They just go find wood that's already fallen in a forest, and they see what they have, and they make guitars. So the top of this is, I think, cherry, so it's really soft.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to have a pick guard on it, and I play pretty hard and fast most of the time. And I knocked the pick guard off a long time ago. And so just every time the pick hits or my fingernails hit it, it wears a little bit more and wears a little bit more. And it probably got bigger just today on the thing. And it doesn't have any effect on the sound or the structural integrity of the...
I wasn't sure whether you put it there on purpose or whether it just happened.
I think everybody thinks I have a Willie Nelson affectation because he has his guitar that's like an early 1900s. It is like that, but it just happened. And
it's just from being well played.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
I just play it a lot.
Yeah. Well,
it's what I mostly write everything on.
Is it? That's the one that you have with you all the time?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you have a guitar with you all the time? I mean, is it something we talked...
Not like in the car or anything. In the house, yeah, I have one.
In the house, there's always something there for you to play. Do you, when you write, you said you go by a word or things like that.
Mm-hmm.
and we've talked about putting on the phone. Is that the way you do it now? I mean, or did you used to just write down a word?
Well, yeah, I still have notebooks. I actually have a filing cabinet full of paper, and folders and organized that I will never ever look at again. But and some of that stuff I may never actually use for anything, because now I have, when I got a computer, when I first got a computer in the 90s, whenever it was, and I started using Word and doing everything that way. And now I tend to sing stuff into my phone and catalog it on the, on Dropbox. And
Now, do you, when you're writing, do you use the lyrics first or the music first? Or you just kind of mix it up?
I think I kind of mix it up. Usually, if I hear a phrase I want to turn into a song, that phrase has some kind of music. And a lot of times, all the little bits and pieces of songs I never use for anything. Usually, when I get a song, it's like I just start playing it and singing it, and I go, I better write it down before I forget it or record it. And it's usually the song just comes out. So I have all these other little pieces. I'm thinking, well, someday I'm going to put them together like Legos and build something with them. And
well, as you said, you wrote 99 songs for this album.
Yeah.
How do you pare it down to 17? I mean, even 17 is a lot.
It was hard to get it down. I mean, my first culling was like, I got it down to about 30 songs. I'm like, well, that's too many. And then I got it down to, 20. And like, I don't know. I wanted to keep it about an hour, which I think is what it is. So at that point, I just started timing the songs and trying to get an hour's worth of material, and just did it that way.
Do you do it as far as, this song, the first song is the one that you want to be like the lead single, or do you organize them in any specific way?
I actually didn't organize the songs at all. My producer, John Herman, who also played bass on the album, had a studio out in Diamond-Dale where I recorded it, and he's since moved to Lansing. But I just I can't do this. Can you just sequence them for me and let me see if it works out? And so he did it, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I like it.
So after you record something, like putting it all together, and you listen to it the first time, what is that like?
Pretty cool.
Yeah?
Especially with all the different people that are on the album. And it didn't take a long time to record. I think we did it in about 3 months maybe. And but the sessions were like, you do a whole bunch in this week, and then 3 weeks later we do a whole bunch, and so I didn't get mix downs or anything in between then. So by the time I actually heard the CD, it's kind of new to me. I was like, wow, it's really cool. What And sometimes, Drew Howard would come in and do pedal steel guitar parts, and he would do 5 or 6 takes on a song, and then John would take the best take, or sometimes merge different takes. And
so you weren't necessarily all in the same studio at the same time?
No. No, not the 17 or 19 people, however. No. We recorded the basic tracks with the bass, drums, and acoustic guitar, and then I built it from there.
So where can people find this?
Anywhere you can find digital music or CDs, you can get it. It's Amazon, CD Baby. You can listen to it on Spotify, Pandora, Google Music, Apple Music. I've searched for it on the internet, and you can apparently get it in a lot of places in China and Eastern Europe, which I'm pretty sure I'm not getting paid for. But it's out there.
But it's exposed all over the world. So, and your website, you can find it on there as
just
well.
robklajda.com, and then it will take you to all the different places that you can find it.
All right, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me
Grand
on.
River Studio Sessions with Rob Klajda. It's LCC Radio 89.7 and LCC-TV.
LCC Radio is proud to present the award-winning Rootsman Bird and his show, The Natty Dreadlock Rock Show. Where Rootsman Bird will be uncaging the sounds of those Rasta beats, carried on the winds from Africa to the islands, salted, sun-dried, splashed with R&B and those Latin rhythms, grooving your ears, moving your tropical soul, lifting your Rasta spirit.
LCC Radio's collection of world music can also be heard anywhere with a free live 365 phone app. Visit lcc.edu/radio to download your free live app.
The Natty Dreadlock Rock Show, Sunday nights, 6 p.m. to 9 on LCC Radio 89.7 FM, your community station.
Welcome back to the Grand River Studio Sessions on LCC-TV and LCC Radio 89.7. One more time, Rob Klajda.
We said hello with one voice and we said goodbye with one voice. Try not to let the door hit you on your way out. And if you got the notion, you can leave your information and we may return the message. I can't say when that may be. You can stutter and you stammer as you swing your velvet hammer. Even Jesus and his grandma will not hear the words you say. One day you will steer clear of all the rumors and the fear, and we'll all get together and we'll twist each other's ear. In Peter Moody's Colorado Barbecue Emporium, Ski Lodge Herbarium and Haberdashery, the one with the big old spotted bass over the door. The sign always says open, sorry we don't have a phone. No shirt, no shoes, come on in and make yourself at home. If it starts to rain, put a hat over your brain. We'll move the party to the store. We wouldn't want anything to get wet that wasn't wet before. And if the timbers start to sag, we'll play a game of frisbee tag while let a perfectly good obstacle go to waste. And when Peter gets to cooking, don't even bother looking. He doesn't use a recipe, he plays it all by ear. And Peter Moody's Colorado Barbecue Emporium, Ski Lodge Herbarium and Haberdashery, the one with the big old spotted bass over the door. The sign always says open, sorry we don't have a phone. No shirt, no shoes, come on in, make yourself at home. Conclusion and memoriam, the why nots and what foriums, hysteria, hysteria is so sorry, am I scaring you? We said hell no with one voice, try to make our fathers proud. Don't forget to buy a postcard in the lobby on your way out. In Peter Moody's Colorado Barbecue Emporium, Ski Lodge Herbarium and Haberdashery, whiskey for the picking and they're clicking on the table. You could even buy a fancy hat to send to your Aunt Mabel. And Peter Moody's Colorado Barbecue Emporium, Ski Lodge Herbarium and Haberdashery, the one with the big old spotted bass over the door. The sign always says open, sorry we don't have a phone. No shirt, no shoes, and come on in and make yourself at home. I got this thing as a present, and I thought I should try it out. We'll do one more song. This is a song I wrote when I was in the hospital a few years ago. And the hospital is the perfect place to write songs because they don't let you sleep. They let you do anything else that you want, but you cannot sleep. And that's where I wrote this song. Definitely somebody's son. You probably got someone who wonders, where did I go wrong? Who's gonna cry for you when you die? You might be a murderer and you might be a saint. Maybe you found time for both along the way. When you go to bed, I wonder, do you wonder? We all wonder, who's gonna cry for me when I die? I fell, I stumbled, I rose, I tumbled, caught my breath and mumbled, taking the easy rhymes when I can. Evidence is evidently evidentiary. What is it? Who are they? What's the reason and which way? Everybody take a breath and blow away the fog. Who's gonna cry for you when you die? I stumble, I rose, I tumble, caught my breath and mumble, taking the easy rhymes when I can't. Evidence is evidently evidentiary. What is it? Who are they? What's the reason and which way? Everybody take a breath and blow away the fog. Who's gonna cry for you when you die? Somebody's gonna cry for you when you die.
The Grand River Studio Sessions are recorded live at LCC-TV studios located on the campus of Lansing Community College and presented by LCC Radio and TV. Program information can be found at lcc.edu/TV or at lcc.edu/radio.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
It's the M89.7 highway, and this is how we roll. The Great Lakes State is rich in musical diversity. From the Motor City to the UP, from Grand Rapids to right here in Lansing's capital city.
You know I'm driving, baby, driving up and down the Michigan road. Oh yeah.
The High Five State is loaded with everything from folk, rock, blues, and well beyond. LCC Radio travels the roads of Michigan in search of rising talent. We select a Michigan musician and honor them by giving them a feature, known as the M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Each month, we select an artist, showcase their music, and give you an opportunity to learn a little bit more about them. Start by visiting our website at lcc.edu/radio. There you can find an article and a free downloadable track from this month's featured artist. It also includes an archive of past M89.7 artists. The M89.7 Artist Spotlight. Michigan music, Michigan talent. It's the M89.7 highway, and this is how we roll.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.